Talk to me about Shawn Michaels.
Man, Shawn was I mean, he was one of my idols growing up. He was one of my favorites. And I mean, God, you study so many matches and tapes of him growing up, and to be in the ring with him was just next level. You almost have an anxiety that you'd never felt before, nervous excitement. Um, and God, he was so light. Like wrestling, as you're not really grabbing the dude. You're barely touching him, and you could just go to pick him up off the mat, like just barely put your hands on his head, and he would just get up, grab his arm, and he just sold. And even putting matches together. There was one time we were backstage putting a match, and we had a 2 segment match with them. And then Hunter and Sean sat down, like, all right, what do you guys want to do? And again, all of us were just nervous. We're like, whatever you guys want to do, sir. We're just happy to be here. Blah blah blah. They're like, no, seriously, what do you guys want to do? Like, we're down to do anything, whatever you guys want to do. You tell us. We're just. But then I think it was Hunter's like, guys, calm down. It's fine. What do you guys want to do? And then we all kind of look at each other, and at one point, and to me, I was always taught, like, when like matches, something to consider is maybe do like a mini heat, mini comeback, and then get the longer heat in the second segment. So I said that, I'm like, why don't we do like a mini heat on Sean, and and then we can get the longer heat on Hunter, or vice versa, this and that in the second segment. And they both look at each other like this, like, that's a great idea. Let's do that. I'm like, oh shit. And then there were other times where I think they saw us doing karate. I think I was messing with Mondo or someone in the ring, and I was just doing these fake karate kicks, and they came in and we're like, dude, how funny would it be if we did like a karate spot where, like, I got to put on like a Karate Kid thing, I do these crappy little kicks, and you take it from me, you do the kicks. And Hunter was like, dude, that's fucking great. Let's do that. Like, they and we ended up doing it, like, I think a pay-per-view actually. No, it was they were so cool, so easy to work with, and so fun. And Sean, man, there was one time, uh he and I'm sure, you've been to TV, like, they get there at noon, they set the ring up, or you get there at noon, the rings might be already set up. You go to catering, you eat, you sit around, wait to find out what you're doing. Maybe you work, maybe you don't, and then you kind of put your match together, whatever, then TV that night. But if you're not working, whatnot, sometimes agents work out in the ring, there's locals by the thing, and they have matches, evaluate talent. Well, like, the main eventer guys never go down there. Well, Sean ended up going in the ring, and I was working out in there with someone. He's like, Jeter, let's chain around a little bit. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, because it was awesome, but it freaked me out because, one, it's an honor. Sean trusts me enough to get in the ring and roll around and chain around, have a match. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to listen to him, whatever he calls. Two, it was cool because all my peers can see me wrestling with Sean, or if he trusts me, then, you guys can trust me. Um, and he just was so cool, man, so easy to work with, and I was honored that he felt comfortable rolling around with me in the ring before the shows. Um, yeah, man, he was awesome. He was a great guy. Loved working with him.
And Triple H, same thing you were saying?
Yeah, Triple H, same thing. He was always down to do anything, and it's funny because when you start wrestling them so much, you kind of learn their styles. I don't know if I've ever told this story. Well, two stories. I don't know. I feel bad. I probably should. Well, so we were at Royal Rumble, and we were sitting on the crates, and I think it was Jake Roberts had walked by, and I think back then, he might have been drinking or something, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Like, but he came up to us and was like, you guys got to appreciate this shit. It's not going to last forever. And we're like, yes, sir. 100%, sir. Absolutely, sir. And he walked away. And then Hunter comes over and he just goes, guys, whatever he just said, you do the exact opposite. He didn't even know what he said. Because whatever he just said, do the exact opposite.
Wow. Wow.
um,
That's great.
yeah, he was funny. I'm trying to think of that I forget the other story I was going to tell, but oh, I don't know if I've ever told the Flair story. I think I may have said it, but I'll tell you anyway. But it's a very similar situation where Hunter came up to us after the match. But so we did a spot where 5-on-2, Hunter and Flair, middle of the match, we're getting heat on Flair. I put him in the figure four, and then we end up walking down the apron. draw Hunter, ref goes to Hunter. We end up just kind of, well, we usually either grab the ropes, or grab hands, and then we kind of apply pressure to figure four, more heat. As soon as ref turns around, you let go. I wasn't doing anything. And then do that a couple times. Hunter comes, breaks it up. Then we finish the match. Well, I put him on in the face. We'd done it weeks, multiple matches, and so we go to do it again. As soon as I grab the ropes, Flair sits up. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know," And then then we drop him again, and then I grab the ropes again, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "You're fucking up big." And I was just like, "Oh my god, Flair's telling me I'm like fucking up big time tonight." And then he ends up coming in, breaking it up. Was that we get to the back, and again, we had done it multiple house shows in a row like that, And he comes and we're shaking hands. Oh, hey, good match, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Hey, the kid, what are you doing out there?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Sir, I'm sorry." I'm like, "What should I have done differently?" He goes, "Instead of grabbing the ropes, grab your opponent's hand, your team's hands to get more pressure. Get you more heat." And I was like, "Yeah." And again, he's not wrong saying that, right? Like, you do get more heat grabbing the hands, but you still can apply pressure grabbing the ropes. So
Sure.
fucking up big, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would
Right.
tend to disagree with that,
Right.
but it was a learning opportunity, and he said that. But I think the I think Hunter recognized that, at least I was a little shaken up. Flair tells you, "Hey, you're fucking up big," but then after that he said that, he goes, "No, but it's all good, kid, you're good. We'll do it right next time." I'm like, "Yes, sir, absolutely, sir." He walks away. I was just kind of like, "Oh my god, like I really fucked up." Like, Hunter comes over, he goes, guys, calm down. We all know he's the greatest in the world." He's like, "But I know." And then he just walked away again, and I was like, "Okay, I can relax a little bit." But no, Hunter was always cool, man. I loved working him. Yeah.